Hi, my name is Lori Davis, and you're on my website right now and you're checking out eXp Realty. Well, I just wanted to give you some idea of about me and why you would want to listen to me and why you would want to partner with me. And so, really, it goes back to the fact that I've been in real estate for 18 years. Um, I had actually worked for an insurance company prior to getting into real estate, and I processed claims. I taught and trained other people in the insurance industry. And I had realized that there was only so much money that I could actually make in that business. So I wanted to work for myself. I wanted something to where, knowing that I was a workaholic, that I could actually control, what I could make and be able to do that in a relatively quick amount of time. I had gotten into the business when the market was booming. People were able to get loans with scores under 500. I could run an ad for, you know, $10 and get, 15 to 20 buyers. I was a listing agent as well. And within the first 6 months of working at a 50-50 split company and going through their training, which my thought process was, start there because they're going to train me more because they're taking most of my money. I don't know if that's true or not. I know that, um, the company I started with did train me very, very well. I felt like I was, competent and I knew what I was doing and I knew how to sell my services to people. I'm a good presenter and I know how to do that. And so I never had a problem with, getting a listing or a buyer to work with me because I'm sincere and they could tell that I cared about them and I had knowledge and I knew what I was doing. I never told stories. I didn't lie about anything. And I was always willing to walk away from a contract if it was the best thing for them. So people knew that about me, and I had built up a nice referral basis. And on top of that, I loved selling new builds. So I had worked with several different builders. I actually listed their homes as well. And, my signs were out in their property. So I was able to get paid not only for helping that buyer, but a majority of the time they had a home to sell. So I would list their home too. And, life was good. I was making really good money, had a beautiful home and, everything that I could absolutely want when it came to taking care of my kids financially. And later on down the road, and this was a few years later, after business had been very, very good, and I was working with a 100% commission company, which was Remax at the time. I was working in a really booming office. This broker and his wife knew how to take care of agents, and they had incredible synergy and very, very classy. And so I was really proud to work at the location I was at. Um, Met a lot of great people, over there. Really, again, loved the people that I worked for and with. But later on, the market started to change and we went through a crash. Ohio was actually, they actually went through this crash sooner than where I'm at now, which is in Montana. Um, our market just fell so fast, and I watched basically the couple that ran the franchise really have issues because they were used to getting $800 a month from each agent. I think it was 2,000 a month for people that had offices there, and so they knew their numbers. They knew they were going to make set amount of money because it wasn't based on the sales of the homes. It was based on the rent that they charged agents to work there, and then we got 100%. But we paid for our own websites, our own signs, our own advertising. Everything was out of our pocket because we were at 100% minus the office fee. So in a good market, that system works great. 100% plans in a good market, I thought was the way to go. At the time, I was only, um, in my 30, I was 30 years old. And then I think 36 when the market started to crash. So I wasn't thinking about retirement at all. I was still had, young kids. And in fact, I had one more daughter. So I wasn't thinking about retirement. I was thinking I could, sell to the day I die and, everything was great. Well, I ended up going through another divorce and again on my own and, didn't have that other income. And when the market started to get really tough for me was in 2006 in October. It was my birthday month. And I was used to having, 5+ closings a month on my own. And that month I had, I believe it was 7 closings scheduled for that month. And as I was heading out the door to go and close on one of them, the lender called me up and said, the closing isn't going to happen. Your buyer lost their job. They didn't tell us about it. There's no way that we know they're going to get another job. So we're just going to have to call it off and see what happens. Well, that just was a domino effect. It just kept happening. People kept losing their jobs. They couldn't close. That was my commission that I didn't get paid for all the work that I had done. And so next thing you know, I'm worried about if I can pay my mortgage, or do I have to keep paying this $800 a month? What are you going to do? If you have to pay your mortgage versus paying the office that you're at, you're going to choose your mortgage. Your broker doesn't pay your mortgage. They're concerned about themselves and their, brick and mortar and their business. They can't be concerned about you too. And it's not like you can get a loan from them or float it. You have to pay it. That's the contract that you have. So I can remember thinking, oh my gosh, I need to do something, before things get to where I'm losing my home, my vehicle, and not being able to take care of my kids. Like I've seen other real estate agents, I watch them lose their homes, go through divorce, lose their vehicles, get out of the business, just really struggle. There was a lot of depression. It was really becoming a horrible time to be in real estate, but I knew there had to be something that I could do. Just wasn't sure, what to do. So I decided I needed to learn how to be an REO specialist, a short sale specialist as well. And I started to work with an attorney that was able to process my short sales for me so I could focus on helping as many people as I could. A short sale kept them from losing their homes with bad credit, so they actually sold it, but they were still out, without a home, and there wasn't anything I could turn around and sell them yet, so they became renters. Um, it's so sad to see people go through that. I hated that type of market. But you do what you have to do to stay in the business, or you're going to fail. So the thing is, when you're selling bank-owned properties and short sales, the commission is less because the homes are less. You're working 100 times harder to get them to close because there's so many problems and distressed properties. The inspections are all nightmares. And people are looking for deals, of course, and they want even to buy something for less than what you have it listed for. And it's a cutthroat market. So I had several clients that I wanted to help. And so they talked me into doing some network marketing businesses with them. And, I had thought, well, it supplements my income too. Maybe that'll help. Well, what it ended up doing was I ended up doing most of the work and the presenting for them because I'm an instructor, I'm a teacher, I can do that. I can get up in front of hundreds of people and talk about a product. And so they were using me for that to benefit them, but it was taken away from my real estate time and my family, most importantly, my kids. So I was really frustrated. I was at my wit's end, and I remember talking to one of my lender friends, and I said, hey, and he was supplementing his income too with a network marketing business, trying to anyway. And I said, there's got to be something else in real estate that I can do other than this because this is killing me. He said, well, there's a couple brothers that are running an Exit Realty. Maybe you should go talk to them. I heard it's better than Remax's structure, and there's something about residuals or something. Well, if you've been in network marketing, you understand leverage and residuals, but you also need something that sells itself basically, and you're able to not have to put so much time into it, and other people can do it easily. So I thought if it's within real estate, that makes sense, and I don't have to work these other businesses. And I mean, my briefcase was full of, I'm going to present this, and this has these documents, I have these documents to sign up for this, and then I have my real estate documents. It was crazy, and I was working like 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, not spending time with my kids, and it was really starting to affect them and me. So I went and talked to these brothers, and they talked to me about how Exit Realty was the solution. It was a solution for them too. And, so I ended up switching over to Exit. I had a really great career over there. I brought over several agents that, they sold, and I taught and trained them. I would give them leads and then get a referral fee for it. I mean, it was a great office to work at and everything. But um, not everybody took advantage of introducing agents to the company, so they weren't feeling what I was feeling, which was that monthly income that was coming in. They were just running their real estate business. They weren't taking advantage of the revenue that you could get, which was single level with exit. So every agent that I brought into the company, I was paid up to $10,000 per agent per year. So basically, if they capped with the company, then that insured me that 10,000 per person. So you could bring over 10 people that sell and make $100,000 in a year, just on the residual side. So I liked that, and it worked for me. And I was able to focus on my kids and my business. Um, that was really where I fell in love with leverage. I really understood it and fell in love with it. But while I was with Exit, I was helping another person open up a franchise, and I was helping him grow. And the market still was recovering. It was actually not even close to recovering. It was still down. But he really struggled because agents weren't bringing on other people. And they didn't understand leverage, and you really have to teach that to people right from the get-go. You have to show it to them and help them to get that leverage so that they can get that relief per month. Otherwise they don't, and they're just running traditional real estate business. So one day I'd gone in to go in and train some agents, and I couldn't get my key in the door. And I called him, and he was too embarrassed to tell me that the locks had been changed and he was behind on the lease. And so I had no choice but to go and work for another girl that also started a franchise and help her grow. But shortly after that, I ended up moving to Montana, and I had built my residuals up to where I didn't have to get into real estate right away here. It gave me time to get acclimated, and help my husband and daughter get situated here. Then I decided, I was bored, so needed friends too, so I got back into real estate. There was no reciprocity here, so I had to take the nationals test again and the state, and start a new business, grow another business. So in that journey with wanting to still work for Exit, they weren't here in the valley that I'm in. They were 3 hours away. I tried to do the long distance thing, with that company, and they just weren't set up for it. They were brick and mortar there, an office there, so I didn't have the collaboration, the synergy, the support. They tried, but it just didn't work. So after prayers, I decided that I could just really focus on selling luxury homes here, and build a team of my own personally here. So I went and worked for another company. They weren't big on teams. I got some pushback on it, and some other things happened to where I ended up teaming up with 2 other agents, and I went back to a Remax here. But again, you've got the high fees per month. The bill would be different every month because of different advertising that was voted in and whatever. You didn't have a say in that. You just paid it. The split wasn't 100% anymore like it was with the Remax. In Ohio, they have like a 99%, and I think down to 70, but it's very expensive per month to get the 99% with Remax. It was more than what I'd paid before. I didn't want to go back to that structure. I knew it didn't work in every market. So I had 2 ladies that I partnered up with, and we created our, the brand and all that stuff. And one of them actually ended up taking a job in Washington and left. And then I decided I was going to start my own real estate company. I had partnered with a broker that had a lot of leads to work, and we knew that we could bring agents on to work them. And I got what I wanted, she got what she wanted, and it was good until it wasn't good, which I realized that when you become a broker owner, you have a whole other can of worms that you have to worry about. You've got to worry about overhead not being more than what you have coming in. You've got to make sure the agents are motivated in selling. You've got to give them tools and training and systems. I mean, there's just so much, and it's always money that you're spending. And I also, was working mobile, all of us were, and trying to get them together without a platform for collaboration to keep them moving forward was difficult. Um, so I'm thinking, how is this going to work? I have to make it work because I'm not somebody that fails at what I do. I put my mind to it and I do it. And I knew that with the right systems and tools, I could, teach and train them and manage things, but I just didn't know what systems and tools to get. And I was researching online one night, trying to figure it out and looking at cost, and really almost in tears because I really just, I needed help and guidance in what to do. The broker that I had in my company was old school, and she didn't know anything about technology, and she was kind of very against it, really. So I was really on my own trying to figure this out, which is fine, but I was just looking at the expense of it. And then that evening, it was probably midnight in November, an agent that I had worked with at Exit had reached out to me on Facebook and said, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing?" I said, "I don't have time to talk right now. I've got to figure some things out. How are you?" "Well, I want to show you eXp." And I was like, "I don't have time to look at it, and I don't know what eXp is, but um, if it's network marketing or something like that, I've got to focus on real estate. I'm sure it's great, but whatever." And he's like, "No, it is a real estate platform, and you need this." And again, I said, I just started my own company. I have my own brand. I just finished the logos. I've got agent contracts that, I had to have created. Like, I really can't go backwards. And how much is it? What, 100,000 a year? I've checked into franchises. I don't want to do that. No, 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 that's not what it is. You need to look at it. So, he's a friend. So I went ahead and looked at it and I watched the video, and all of a sudden I just started crying because I knew that this was exactly what I was looking for. I just didn't know it existed. It'd been around for 10 years. And when I had actually seen this program, it was about 5,000 agents, and they're at right around 28,000 agents right now. And I think it's been, so that's 3 years, in 3 years' time that it's grown. The reason being is because of exactly what I was looking for, more people wanting to be, branding themselves. Because when you work for a company, a franchise, or an independent boutique, you are branding them. You're branding that broker more so than you, because you have to follow their signage. You use their websites. Everything is branded to them. You might be able to call yourself a team, and have some branding, but you're always branding that company. So that's why I wanted to start my own, because I wanted it to be about me and my philosophies and my missions and my mission statement and what I was going to do for my clients. And I didn't feel like any company I'd worked for really was in line with that. And it was always sacrificing according to what they could offer. And I always ended up buying things myself, systems and tools and trainings, because it wasn't given through the brokerage. There was never enough, not enough training either. So when I looked at the eXp Realty platform, and I realized that this gave me the E&O insurance for liability, it gave me ownership, it wasn't going to cost me an arm and a leg, there was no risk, and it could let me keep my brand. So literally with my signs, I just put a 4x6 sticker on it that's on the bottom that says brokered by eXp. So my business cards, my websites, my social media, everything, all it has to say is brokered by eXp, and I'm still me. I'm still Glacier Montana Living. I'm still my brand. So that was really important to me. I didn't want to lose that, and I wanted other agents to have the ability to do the same thing. So when I really dove into the program, within a day I decided that this was what I'd been looking for. I didn't have to, think about it, because I had already known from working for other companies what they had to offer, and I knew what I needed with my own company. So it was a no-brainer for me. I really didn't know what I had, though. I mean, let me tell you. I mean, what eXp's real estate platform is about is so much more than just the websites and the lead generation system and training that I needed. It is the synergy. It is their agile, their technology, being able to work in the cloud. And now that takes me into the fact that in our current situation, you might be worried or scared about what you're going to do, because the stock market has crashed to unbelievable low levels right now. It does affect the housing industry. The interest rates, we're not sure as to what's going on. This is so similar to what I'd already been through. I know what's going to happen when this type of market comes into play, and that it doesn't just fix itself in 6 months. It takes years to fix and recover something like this. So you need to be really a real estate company that understands that. And eXp has over 50 plus hours of live training a week in our university. And right now they're rolling out a ton of training from experts on how to actually survive in this kind of market. I can tell you your brokers aren't doing that. They don't know what to do. Some of them that own franchises, they weren't in business during a crash. They don't know what to tell you to do. So, even as a listing agent, in our area, we sell a lot of luxury homes and vacation homes. That market is going to be affected by this because people that have money do put money into stocks, and they're losing money and they're not sure about what they want to do. And, maybe they're going to get rid of some of these properties because they don't want to hold on to them. Here in Montana, back in the crash, the Canadians bought up a lot of property here, so it really saved Montana from the same effect that Ohio and the rest of the country went through. Now, with all the borders being closed down, another country can't come in here and save the day, and keep this area from crashing too. So it's more important than ever to be with the right company that you can continue to work and not miss a beat, because we already have the technology. We're already virtual. We can still run business without, being face to face technically. We already have that figured out, plus the training to help you to shift in this market. Not only that, but I talked to you about leverage and residuals. Well, with eXp, they fixed a broken system, in my opinion, and many others. Keller Williams is a great company, and so is Exit, but they're broken because they're franchises. They're still traditional real estate. And with Keller Williams, the profit sharing comes out of a profit center. If the profit center is not profiting, there's no profit share for the agent. It's paid down on the bottom. It's not paid at the top. It's after all expenses are paid. With Exit, then you're looking at the 10%, but if agents are selling less or they're getting out of real estate, then that money's gone. So you need a lot of agents to be able to really create that leverage, and you need a product and a real estate company and a platform that's attractive to agents that they're going to want to come over and have their career with that company, as well as create an exit plan to retire. So watch the videos if you haven't already. It's going to explain to you how the revenue share works with eXp, which everybody should want to participate in that, because otherwise you do not have leverage. You get to run this real estate platform with your own brand, just as if you're an owner. We are awarded stocks for our productivity so that we can actually, have a retirement, just like a 401k. We also have health insurance as well. That's a group plan. We have the collaboration, the synergy, the websites that would cost you on your own, at least $6,000 a year. What is this going to cost you to switch your real estate company over? $149. I know, it's crazy. I mean, it's priceless, and that's all it's going to take is $149. Fill out an application, switch your license with the Board of Realty Regulation or division, whatever you call it, in the state you're in, and you're back to work. There's no downtime. If you're searching for another brokerage to work for right now because of the brokerage that you're with isn't giving you the answers, they're closing their doors, not paying you on time. It takes a long time to get on with another brokerage because they want to interview and do all these things. With the eXp, the application process is basically you're going to talk to the broker, make sure that you understand what eXp can give you, look at the core values that we have, make sure that you're an ethical person, and that you want to be a part of something bigger. And then they go through an onboarding process, and it's very quick. You have a concierge person that's assigned to you for a year to help you with all your setup of your systems and tools. And then on top of that, you are part of my training coaching. I do Wednesday night weekly huddles with our team so we can create the synergy that we need to keep each other going and collaborate. We do meetups when we're allowed to, when there's not a virus pandemic. We meet up and socially, we socialize with each other, so we're not just avatars. And we help each other sell. We all have a vested interest in each other, and we share. No other real estate company I've ever worked for actually had agents that shared how they made their money. We have on Fridays in our university where 3 agents across the country are selected that are icon mega agents that share how they build their business, and you get to learn that for free. The amount of training that you get, 50 plus hours a week of live training to build your business. They're doing sessions again on how to go with the shifting market, as well as, FSBOs, expireds, listing packets, buyer packets. Our team also has coaches per week that help you for free as well on Zoom. So you have so much training and support. No need to be scared or worried. Your business is going to survive and continue to grow. You just got to get plugged in and do the work. And we'll give you the knowledge and the help to do it. So anyway, that's about me. That's why I love eXp, is because of what it does for me, my brand, as well as the other agents. We're all agent owners, and we all love this company. So watch the videos. You're invited to Tuesday night if you want to hop on a live presentation, and we go through it in more detail than the videos. And on Wednesday night, once you actually join the company, you'll be a part of our private Facebook groups where you get one-on-one help with our team. Again, our team huddles, and we're here to help you grow, and we look forward to meeting you. So watch those videos, get a hold of me, book a call. I've got several links on here to book a call with me. Let's talk. So I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.